Hello, everyone. Hey, come to the live stream. So, who we got right now? What we have right now, what we're going to do is go ahead and break down each series of the first round. So, we do know that the Portland Trailblazers um, won the play in game yesterday. So, with them winning the play in, that means that they're going to have to play the Lakers. So why not start there? So the whole first round, we got the Lakers and the Portland Trailblazers. Now this one is going to be a tough series. This is probably going to be top three favorite series for me in the first round. Oh man, Dame has been going crazy. CJ has been playing well. Melo has been playing well. They got Nurkic back. Gary Trent Jr. Nobody knew where he came from, but he's hitting shots. The Lakers, LeBron, during the bubble, he hasn't been playing well. I mean, he's been playing fine, but AD has been balling. Kuzma hit a game winner, but his stat, you never know with Kuzma. Um, this is a tough series. This is a tough series. But if I have to pick one, I cannot bet against LeBron. I see a lot of people saying that the Trailblazers are gonna um, uh, beat the Lakers, and I don't know. It's very possible. It's a possibility that it could happen because the Blazers got a lot of firepower, but they don't have defense. So I mean, if you think about it, Dame Lillard, he can cancel out Anthony Davis. Them two can get whatever them two can get, so they can cancel each other out. CJ can get however many points that LeBron James gets. Um, but then who does the Lakers have after that? They got Kuzma, who is like a hot and cold kind of player. They don't have a solid third option, is what I'm saying. Um, but Portland does right now. Melo, what has he been averaging 20 something points over the last couple games in the bubble. Um, and then you got Nurkic, which he's a baller, man. He plays to win. They got Zach Collins back. So I think the bubble has definitely the restart has definitely benefited Portland. But I'm gonna go with the Lakers on this one. I think the Lakers win 4-2. Then we're going to go to the next good series in the West, which is the Rockets and the Thunder. Now, as we all probably know, Chris Paul used to play for the Rockets. And we all know Russell Westbrook used to play for the Thunder. So that's a little rivalry going thing right there. So Chris Paul, which is a pit bull, playing very well this year. Really well. I owe him an apology. The first couple games, I thought he should turn it in. He looked a little bit slow. Then he got on his vegan diet, and then he's just been playing really well. He got that team in the playoffs. I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. And I didn't know Shea Gilgis Alexander would be this good either. But you got Russell Westbrook. You know he's gonna be fired up to go against his other team, his old team. But I think he might be injured too. So this is gonna be a good series, one to watch out for. But um, unfortunately, only one person has a James Harden kind of player, which the dude can fill it up. He can score 50 with a triple double. So I gotta go. Um, I got to go with the Rockets on this one. I do think they win with or without Russell Westbrook. I do like the Thunder as a team. I wouldn't be mad if somebody picks the Thunder to win this series either. I can see it going either way, but I think James Harden and how they play is going to affect what the Thunder wants to do. So I got the Rockets. Um, I got them 4-2. I'm gonna give them 4-2. I give CP for two games. Then you got the Denver Nuggets and you got the Utah Jazz. Now I see these two teams as the exact same team, like a mirror image. It's like you playing yourself. Like I always get these two teams mixed up too during the season, Utah and Denver, because they're like the exact same team. Steady Eddie kind of players, nothing like flashy, but good, solid, well coached teams. Um, but some news came out today where Mike Conley might miss the first two games, which I think that Mike Conley was going to be the key um, to Utah winning this, and I thought he was going to be the X factor. So with him possibly being out at least the first two games from the birth of his child in Ohio, um, I got to give this series to Denver. The first two games are going to be crucial, and the first two games normally dictate how the series is going to go. So with them not having Conley, um, I got to go with Denver on this one. Again, these two teams are like the exact same team, and Utah is missing a big part of their offense because now you go back to you're missing Bogdanovich, and now you're missing Conley for a couple games. I don't know where the scoring comes from. Then you got Donovan Mitchell, yeah, you got Joe Ingles, but he's not like offensively a threat. He can make plays, but who's he going to throw it to? I mean, Gobert, all he does is dunk. So um, Denver, they got Jamal Murray's back. They got Jokic. We all know what Jokic brings, and I got Denver winning this one. Actually, I got Denver winning 4-1, 4-1. No, a gentleman's sweep. And then we got the Clippers and the Mavericks. Now, I think this will be a pretty good series. I don't see it going long though. I think the Clippers have something to prove, and Luka Doncic is for real. The dude is baller. He don't seem like he should be as fast as he is to get around people, but I don't know how he does it, but he gets it done. I think he's a star in the making. I think he's gonna be like a ultimate global superstar if he's not already. Um, but I got to give it to the Clippers on this one. The Clippers, it's hard for me to pick against the Clippers right now. They got too much firepower. They got Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. They got, and defensively, I mean, Paul George is a beast. Defensively, Kawhi is a beast. They got um, Patrick Beverly. He's a pit bull. They got Joakim Noah. So, like, which he's not. I mean, he's older, but he can still, muck stuff up on the defensive end. Um, they just got too many pieces. I mean, Harold's coming back. They got Lou Williams, which is probably going to be the sixth man of the year for the fourth time, third or fourth time. They just got too much for the Mavericks. The Mavericks got Luca. They got Kristaps Porzingis, which he's been playing well. I just don't think that's enough. I mean, they do got a lot of solid pieces. Tim Hardaway has been playing well. Seth Curry has been shooting lights out. But I just don't think that the Mavericks have enough for the Clippers. So I got the Clippers winning this one. Um, I don't think Dallas wins a game. I think this series is going to go 4-0 for the Clippers. Now let's switch to the East. First up, we got the Raptors and the Nets. So Brooklyn is a scrappy team. They have been a scrappy team for the last couple years since D'Lo is there. You know, and they've been playing really well. They play really hard, and it's one of those teams that you have to put away. They're not gonna give up. Karis LeVert is a baller. Joe Harris can shoot that thing, but I just don't see. They just don't have enough for the Raptors. Raptors, Kyle Lowry, and then the defending champs. Kyle Lowry, which is an all star again. They got Fred, Van Fleet. They got Siakam. They still got Ibaka. They got Mark Gasol. They got Powell off the bench. They got this Boucher kid that's been playing really well. They got Thomas who can shoot the lights out. Terrence Davis. They got a lot of solid pieces and they play together on defense and offense. The only thing that I think will hurt them is at the end of the game. Who's going to take the last shot? they don't have a person that can just go and get their own shot. Can Pascal Siakam do it? Yeah, but can you really rely on him for a game winner? But they're going to beat you as a team, the whole game. So if you can get them in that last second shot, that's going to be it'll be in your favor. But I think the Raptors sweep them. I give the Raptors 4-0. So then we got the Boston Celtics and the 76ers. Now, the 76ers are without Simmons. I think if Simmons would have played, it would have been a bit more interesting, but I don't see how the Sixers win this series. Boston just has too much for them. They got Jason Tatum, who early on was the MVP candidate. This dude is for real. Like he can ball. I don't see him staying in Boston though. I think after his rookie contract is up, I don't see an extension happening. I think he's gonna move on and go somewhere else. That's my personal opinion. I don't know, but that's my personal opinion. Jalen Brown is gonna stay there. He got his contract extension. Um, Kimba is there. He has he has a couple years under his belt. Marcus Smart, Gordon Hayward, all these people have contracts like signed and everything, and they're gonna be there for a couple years. But Jason Tatum, I think he might move on and want to be the man, like everybody wants to do. Everybody wants to be Batman. Nobody want to be Robin. Um, but I mean, if they can keep that core together, I think it'll be good because it's him, Jalen Brown, Kimba, Gordon Hayward, Marcus Smart, Tyus is a big piece in the middle. But the only thing that concerns me is their bench. They don't really have a lot of bench production. I mean, who do you really have coming off the bench? The Celtics. I think that's going to ultimately hurt them in the playoffs. The 76ers, they got Joel Embiid, and Tobias Harris, but I don't think that's enough to to get um, get rid of Boston. So I'm gonna go, and the Sixers bench isn't that good either. Actually, it's pretty terrible. They don't get much bench production. So what I'm probably gonna do, I'm gonna give this to Boston 4-2, off the simple fact that I think Embiid is that great. So I think Embiid and Tobias can win 2 games against the Celtics. The Sixers is kind of like the Boston Celtics kryptonite, but I just don't see them winning. I got Boston 4-2. And then we got a really good series in the Pacers and the Heat. Now, this is the 4 and 5 seed, so the records are pretty much the same. Heat have a lot of heat, like they have a lot of firepower. Um, this is a tough one. But the Pacers, they got Brogdon, they got Victor Oladipo. Sabonis is out. This would be it'll be different if Sabonis was in. We'll just say that. Um, Turner has been playing all right, and we know what T.J. Warren has been doing. But when went up against the Heat, he didn't do that well. But this is a tough one. The Heat, they just shoot the lights out, man. I mean, this dude Duncan Robinson can shoot from anywhere. He can shoot. You got Tyler Hero, he can shoot. You got Jay Crowder that's knocking down the three. You got Jimmy Butler, um, that's a real baller. You got Bam Adebayo, that's probably gonna be most improved player. Uh, you got Gordon Dragic that comes off the bench. You got Kelly Olynyk that comes off the bench. Like that, it's just endless of solid players. Now Pacers on the other end, they do have a good starting five, um, but their bench is a little they got T.J. McConnelly coming off the bench, which is I mean he's a decent point guard. He used to play for the Sixers. You got Doug McDermott, which everybody expected him to be way better than what he is, but you got Justin Holiday, Aaron Holiday. You know, those are like those are fine pieces, but they're not really like solid. So I think this series goes 7 games, and I'm going to give it to the Miami Heat solely off their shooting and their defense because they have really good defense to go along with the shooting. Um, no disrespect to Victor Oladipo and Brogdon though, and T.J. Warren now. And then we go to the last series, which this is going to be the Bucks versus the Magic. Um, Bucks, number one team in the league. You know, um, I'm going to be biased, even though there's no need to be biased on this series here. I think that the Bucks win this one. I think they beat them 4-0. I don't see how Orlando wins any game here. I know it's in the bubble; you don't have home court advantage, but I mean, Giannis, Middleton, Bledsoe, bench mob. Uh, Even if they're not at their A game, I still think they'll be able to beat the Magic. Magic are without Jonathan Isaac too. He's the only player on the Magic that I believe can hold Giannis steady. Can't stop him, but he can hold him steady. Um, so what I'm gonna do, I gotta give that. I mean, they got Aaron Gordon, but he can't really guard Giannis. They got DJ Augustine, which is very underrated. They got Vucevic, their center, which is really good, but I don't think they have enough. Terrence Ross is, he's like a microwave, um, but I just don't think they have enough. Bucks defense are too good. Their offense is too good. Top three offense, top three defense. I think the top in both actually. So I'm giving this to the Bucks. We'll see what happens. When the second round starts, I'll do another stream. All right.